Hello. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Good morning, sir.
Am
Good
I
morning.
audible? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Uh, Good morning, Mohit. I think you are saying something, but I'm not able to hear it.
Good morning, sir. Is
Okay.
it?
Yes, yes, audible. Perfectly fine. Sorry, guys. I was late, like 1 or 2 minutes, I think. I was on an important call. Okay. So let's wait for 1 more minute. Let's see who else is joining. Okay. And uske baad we'll start your first session of SBR. Okay. Okay, I think we should start now. So first of all, welcome to everyone. Okay, to your first session of ACCA professional level, one of the mandatory paper that is SBR Strategic Business Reporting. Okay, very, very interesting subject, and obviously one of the most important subject for the finance students. Okay, SBR. So definitely I'm not going to start teaching you the concept right away. Okay, I don't do that generally in the first session. Okay, first session maybe we'll discuss something, some other things. Okay, and I will take your sessions not for 3 hours. This is the first session, so maybe 2 hours, 2 or 30 minutes, something like that. So before we begin, I have how many? 9 students here, correct? Any one of you who knows me already? Anyone? Just raise your hand. If you know me, if you have earlier, if you have taken any class from me, maybe at the skill level or knowledge level. Anyone?
Hi, sir. This is Tyagarajan. I've attended the last
Uh-huh.
session, but I'm planning for
Yes.
the September exam, so I'm re-attending that.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, Thagarajan, I remember you. Okay. Anybody else? Nobody else. Very good. So great. And how many of you have seen any recordings of me? Maybe recording of SBR, maybe some other subject. Maybe you have seen me on YouTube or maybe LinkedIn. Nobody? So nobody knows me. Great. ठीक है. I am not that I have not done something special yet, so that's why. Anyway, so let me start with my introduction first of all, which is more important, Hana, because you are going to be with me for the next 3 months. So my name is Nishant Katoch, okay, and and my native place. Many students ask me later on. My native place is Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so I am from Himachal, but I am not at Himachal right now. Okay, I am in Chhattisgarh, Raipur city. I was in Delhi for almost 12 years before that. So I have just shifted to this city due to some personal reasons. Okay. And I was in Delhi for almost 10, 12 years. And I'm in the teaching field from the last 11 years, as far as I remember. And before that, I've also done job in a multinational corporation. Okay. I think it was a German-based company, and I was in the finance department. So for like 1 year at least, I was in the accounts payable department, and then I was promoted to as a manager of the entire finance department. So looking forward to accounts payable, receivable, financial reporting. Okay, you know those things, correct? And then after doing the job for 2.5 or 3 years, then yes, I mean, inclined towards the teaching. I did some home tuitions back then. The response was good. So I thought, yes, I can start with this. So then I left my job and I started as a full-time teacher. And then uske baad, I have worked with many institutes all over the India. So whatever institute can come in your mind, the top institutes in India, I have worked with them. Okay. And currently at VGLD, I am teaching this subject, strategic business reporting at the professional level. And so far, I have taken few batches, but yes, the response was good. Students were able to understand what I was teaching. Baki, when we start the discussion and start the topics, you can give me a feedback, okay, whether you are able to understand or not, all those types of things. So that I will take my feedbacks very seriously. Okay. So this was about me. Okay. और कुछ ज्यादा ऐसा I haven't done कि मैं उसके बारे में बताऊं. Okay, now what we'll do, I would like all of you to give me an introduction of yourself. I want to know each one of you who's attending the live session. And in your introduction, obviously, you have to tell me your name, number one. Second thing, your qualification, what you have done. Hana? Third thing, you have to tell me the exemptions. If you have taken any exemption in the ACCA, do mention the exemption also. And the fourth thing, where do you live? Your city, जहाँ पे आप हो. Okay? So four things. What are the four things? Name, qualification, exemptions, city. Okay, great. Chalo. So we'll start with the introduction. Let's start from Ankit. Yes, Ankit. Okay. Ishita Bhaumik.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Ishita.
My name is Ishita Mohammed, and I have completed my MBA in International Finance from Amity University. And through that, I have 9 exemptions out of 13 exams, and I am from Delhi.
You're from Delhi. So just add one more thing, everyone, in your introduction. Are you working somewhere?
Yes, sir. I'm working in the finance department for a Hong Kong-based company from last 2.5 years.
Last 2.5 years. That means you have a good experience. And in finance department, what's your domain?
It's basically billing and AR and some financial reportings as well.
Great. Good. Okay. Uh, Next, yes, Ankit.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
I'm Ankit. Presently, I'm working in Suzlon Energy Limited.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Yes.
same profile as you mentioned, accounts payable, and
Okay.
I'm handling the budgeting and MIS as well, reporting to the finance controller. Uh,
Okay.
I've I've got exemption for of 7 papers
Mm.
in SCCA,
Okay.
and I'm
And
yes, sir.
okay. Your qualification, what you have done.
So I have completed the BCom graduation and
Okay.
CA
Mm-hmm.
intermediate.
Okay.
The
Great.
final I could not clear. Then I
Okay.
joined ACCA, and
Okay.
I have 4 papers left.
Left. Great. So that means you have cleared two papers at the skill level. Anna?
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Good. Thank you, Ankit. Thank you. Where do you stay?
So I'm in Pune right now.
Pune. I did all my studies, CA, CC, everything. I mean, CA from Pune itself. I was in Pune for almost 10 years.
Okay,
So I lived in the Sopan Bagh area. Then you have Pondwa, then
mm-hmm.
Navi Pet. Great.
Right.
Yes, Mayank.
Hey, hi Nishant.
Hi. Hi, Mayank.
Mayank Bhatt,
Yes, Mayank.
basically a qualified chartered accountant,
Okay.
qualified in 2015. I
Okay.
have 10 years of vast experience in investment banking, product
Mm-hmm.
controller,
Mm-hmm.
currently living in Malta, Europe, and the
Okay.
current stint is with Morgan Stanley.
Okay, great. So you have a very good experience. So I think you can also share some good stuffs with us with respect to investment banking. Okay,
Sure.
I'm not good in investment banking at all, but great. So you are in Malta, Hana? And but
Yes.
if I can ask you, man, I mean you have done CA and you have very good experience also. You're working with Morgan Stanley. So why ACCA now? Any specific reason?
Basically, in Europe countries,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of requirements for the ACCAs and all.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot
Okay.
of professional growth as well. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only
Okay.
point. Basically, the taxation thing that is
Mm-hmm.
basically on the boom in the European markets. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mostly UK and Europe entities are looking for someone who's done the ACCA and all. So yeah, the professional growth, career graph,
Yes, yes,
goes
yes.
extremely in the strength.
चलो great. Okay, ठीक है. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, Mohit.
Hi, Nishant. This is
Hi, Mohit.
Mohit here.
Yes.
I am a semi-qualified chartered accountant and
Mm-hmm.
currently working with a Australian-based company.
Okay.
I have got seven exemptions in ACCA. My FR paper result is awaited,
Okay.
and I currently live in Ahmedabad.
Okay. Where do you live?
Ahmedabad.
Ahmedabad. Okay. Okay. Understood. Thank you. Thank you, Mohit. Yes. So Priyanshi.
I am Priyanshi Fardu from
Hmm.
Rajkot, Gujarat. I
Okay.
completed my BCom and got exemption for 5 papers, and I'm student right now.
Okay. So you're not working anywhere. Okay. Okay. Yes. R. Who is this R? Okay. Sharwari.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Hello. Yes, Sharwari, you are.
Hello, sir. I'm from Pune. I have
Okay.
completed my BCom and MBA in International Finance and Accounting
Mm-hmm.
from Chitkara University. I have
Okay.
exemptions for 9 papers and
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently not working.
Okay. Okay. Chitkara University. Great. I have taken 2 or 3 batches for Chitkara also, like 2, 3 years ago. Good.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself.
Yes, yes, sure, no problem. Thank you. Uh, sure. Yes, Sunny, you have messaged. I am from Ahmedabad. Uh, I hold a BCom degree and work as a teacher. Okay. Okay, no problem, Sunny. Take care of your throat. Okay.
Hello.
And yes,
Now audible?
R. Yes, yes.
Yeah, actually, Rahul this side.
Rahul.
I'm from Haryana, Bahadurgarh.
Okay.
Uh, so right now I have completed my MSc in International Financing and Account from OP Jindal University. So I
Okay.
got 9 exemption from
Mm-hmm.
there.
Okay.
And currently I'm working with Allianz AWP Assistance India Private Limited.
Okay.
And I started with GAC General Accounting, then I moved to External
Mm-hmm.
Reporting. Then right now I am in Account Receivable.
Okay. So you are taking care of their money, Hana, which they are receiving.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good, Rahul. Yes, Tyagarajan, go ahead one more time.
Hi, sir. This is
Hi.
Tyagarajan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completed a FCMA from India. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
working so I exemption for 9 papers and only in the strategic level only I have to apply for the 4 papers. And
Okay.
I'm from Chennai. So I'm working as a financial controller in French MNC. So
French
pharmaceutical
MNC.
company. So for the career growth as well as that European companies changes, I'm working. I'm seeking for the ACCA selection.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Vanshika. Yes, Vanshika. We can't hear you.
Yeah, hello. Hello,
Yes.
Nishant. I'm this Vartika this side.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
Yes.
this qualified CMA and I'm the
Mm-hmm.
working in Accenture right now in the FP&A profile.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Okay. So, Accenture Gurgaon.
yeah, Accenture Gurgaon.
Okay.
And and
Yes.
I've got the 9 exemption in this ACCA, so I just need to be clear the 4 exam.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. Great. 9 exemptions based on what?
Oh, based on the experience. So
Experience.
if you
CMA
have the more
qualified
than five,
plus.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Great. Uh, we have, yes, Vanshika, I can't still hear you. Yes, no problem. Yes, Vanshika.
Yeah, hi, I'm Vanshika. Hello, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm from Udaipur. I
Mm-hmm.
have done BCom and I'm in CA final right now. I have given one attempt earlier. Because of that, I have an exemption in AFM
Mm-hmm.
and FR in CA.
Okay.
And because of that, I got 8 exemptions in total.
Okay. Understood.
So I have to give one
Mm-hmm.
PM paper and the remaining 4
So
professional level papers.
PM have you attempted in June?
No, I have not. I am planning on giving both the papers in the September attempt.
Okay. And where you are working?
Right now, I'm not working. I was working earlier, but then
Okay.
because of the preparation and all, I decided to
Mm-hmm.
take
Okay.
leave.
Good choice. Good choice. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Vanshika. And Varsha,
Good morning, sir. I'm
good morning.
Varsha from Jaipur, and I've done BCom from Rajasthan University, and I have an experience of 3 years as CA articleship, and currently doing job under CA firm, and I've got 5 exemptions.
So what about the remaining papers, 4 papers of skill level?
Uh, I've passed 3 levels, 3 papers of skill level,
Okay.
and in June attempt I've given the fourth paper, double A, and now I've started for professional levels.
How was your double A paper?
Okay, sir, it was good.
ठीक है. Thank you. Thank you, Varsha. Okay. So anybody who is left who has not given his or her introduction? I think all are done, है ना? Great. चलिए. So now we are done with this introduction. See, it's important. Okay, I try to remember. Okay, ki, who all are here and what their qualification is. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, first of all, let me tell you about this subject SBR. है ना? Obviously, we will. There are many important things which I will teach you conceptually, like international financial reporting standards. We will learn and how the application work done, etc., etc. But before that, I think that we should know the subject. है ना? So whenever we start any subject, whether you are at the knowledge level, skill level, or professional level, or if you are doing any other course, it's very important that what the subject is and why we are studying this subject. I'm sure that you guys have a good idea already about it. And खासकर those students who are already qualified CA, CMA, you know what this subject is about. But still, uh, we have to understand this subject from the examination perspective also. Ki what the examiner expect in the exam. Now, most of the time, this thing which I'm going to tell you now in the next 20-25 minutes, है ना, students focus on these things once they complete their syllabus or when the like 15-20 days are left for the exam. But I think personally that we should have good idea, not the very good detailed idea, but yes, a slight idea about what these things are, what is the important things which you should know before you start preparing, before you even start the first paragraph of your syllabus. So that's what I'm going to give you. Okay, you can think of it as the SBR orientation. Okay, and when we do this, okay, I will share one slide right now on a PPT presentation. Once I complete it, there will be certain doubts in your mind. So I will suggest start writing whatever you feel key you need more explanation on this point, or if there is any other doubt. And I'm sure that you must be having a lot of doubts right now about this subject. Don't ask me any doubt which is related to any IFRS. है ना? We will cover that. Okay. But apart from that, if you have any other doubt like how to study, है ना? आप समझ गए होंगे किस तरह के doubts I am talking about. That you can ask me once I complete my presentation. So once we are done with the PPT presentation and whatever doubts you have, that will take some time. है ना? And then we'll see. Okay, maybe we'll start with the first topic. Okay. चलिए. Just confirm me, any one of you, on the message if you can see the presentation. Yes. Can you see the presentation? Anybody just give me one. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mank. Thank you. So, strategic business reporting. Short name is SBR, and one of the mandatory subject, and I think one of the most important subject at the professional level. Now, in this presentation, few important things I will discuss with you one by one. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले ये लाइन देखते हैं क्या है. SBR, sorry, SBR is not about remembering the standard. It's about applying them. It's a very simple line, but very important line, which you will be using in the entire for the next 3 months. Whenever you are solving any question on your own, whenever I am solving any question in the class, And whenever we are discussing any question in the class, whatever, this is the line, okay, this line should fit in your subconscious mind. है ना, ये चीज ऑटोमेटिकली जब भी आप कोई क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे ना, इट शुड कम ऑटोमेटिकली टू यू. Okay, so we are not here learning the IFRS. Many of you, I'm sure, you know about IFRS because you have cleared maybe the skill levels, financial reporting paper. Okay, you are a qualified CA, CMAs. So you know what is this international financial reporting standards, है ना? Many of you are MBA also. तो पढ़ा तो होगा ही होगा. तो हम यहाँ पे we are not going to learn, we are not going to do this rectification of what are these IFRS. We are focusing on this part only for the entire SBR syllabus application. And I'm sure that all of you knows the meaning of this simple word application. Okay, there is one thing getting the knowledge, and then comes the second thing, more important thing, how you apply the knowledge. So I have knowledge of many things. I know how things works, but unless and until I don't know how to apply it in the present scenario, in the particular case for a particular company organization, then the knowledge is of no use. But again, there is a limitation on this part from our end. What limitation? See, it's a coaching, it's a class. I am teaching you. So I have certain limitations. I can teach you the application, but वो जो practical होता है application का, that you will learn only at your job. ठीक है? But don't worry, examiner, like we know this, examiner also knows this. तो examiner is not going to ask you something which is only for the, I mean, जो कि आप सिर्फ job में ही learn करोगे. Okay, so don't think the application is going to be very hard. No, no, no. That's not going to be in the exam. Okay. And okay. So yes, keep always remember this line. You don't have to remember the standard. You have to apply them. Okay. Now let's start with this. So SBR subject test basically how you analyze a scenario, how you identify the accounting issue in it, justify your treatment with IFRS, and communicate like a professional advisor. Okay, trust me. Okay, I'm teaching SBR for long. I teach the skill level papers also, FR knowledge level also. Trust me, this line which you are seeing right now in front of you, this is what you have to do in most of the questions of SBR. And many times after, I mean, when we start discussing the topics after 1 month, 2 months, आप मुझसे बार बार एक सवाल करोगे कि सर आंसर कैसे लिखना है, आंसर में क्या करना है. Just remember this. Most of the time, students, trust me, the answers are not complicated for your questions, which you will ask me later on. The answer is very simple, but the human mind we have, हमारा जो mind होता है, it's something like कि जब चीजें कॉम्प्लिकेट होके आती है ना हमारे पास, थोड़ा ज्यादा डिटेल्ड होके आती हैं, then we think yes, it's a true answer. It's not like that. The answer for every question, whenever you ask me the question, कि sir, how to write the answer, it's very straightforward. It's very simple, and I have tried to वो जो भी सिंपल आंसर था उसको मैंने ये 2 लाइंस में फ्रेम किया है फॉर यू. This is what you have to remember whenever you write an answer. So I will give you, not in detail, thoda bahut I will explain you what is it. So basically in SBR, when you write an answer, or let's do one thing, don't think as a student for the next 10 minutes. You are not a student of SBR, okay? You are the examiner. You are the one who is going to take the exam. You are the one who is going to prepare the SBR paper for the September attempt. Now, what you expect from your students, कि they should know how to analyze a particular scenario. Okay, so suppose a company is launching a new product. Suppose the company is a company already have 3 products and now they are cutting down one of the product. Okay, suppose the company is shutting down one of the factory. Suppose they are going to export now. Maybe they are going to import now. So many strategic decisions which companies take, है ना, which impacts the business, the organization for more than 1 year. That is what strategic decision means, है ना. So as a student of SBR, है ना, the examiner expects you that you should be able to analyze the scenario. So if 4 lines are given to you, if 4 lines about the organization's decision is given to you, don't just look at those 4 lines. What is behind those 4 lines? What is the intention of the management when they took the decision? What management trying to accomplish here? Do they have the resources? Do they have the feasibility to do such kind of work? And if they do it, what is going to happen? So imagine you are going to take an important decision for your business. So suppose you took the decision many years ago that you will do MBA, CA, CMA, and now you are saying कि I will do ACCA. तो कुछ तो आपने आगे का सोचा होगा ना कि if I, for example, when I was talking to Mayank said to me कि sir, I am doing ACCA. Reason is very simple, because yes, in the European countries, if you want to get the promotion, all these type of things, they ask for ACCA qualification. So what I'm trying to tell you here, when you analyze the scenario, when you analyze everything, analyze doesn't means कि आपने उन 4 लाइनों का हिंदी अनुवाद कर दिया. No, that's not analysis. Analysis means what is hidden in that. So you have to learn how to find out the hidden things. Okay. So the first thing examiner expects, so we all are examiner right now. We expect from our student, they should be able to do a good analysis of the situation. Then identify if there is any accounting issue. Identify if they have done something wrong there. Anna, now many students, they lose marks in the exam. You know what? Why? Because they just identify. They identify that this particular accounting standard is not followed. This accounting is wrong. Okay, great. But you are at the professional level. Tell the examiner what you should be doing now. So not only identifying will fetch you 1 mark. Okay. Justifying the treatment with IFRS connection will give you 2 marks. Okay. So first you analyze the scenario. It's most important part. Why? Because try to understand. If you cannot analyze this scenario properly, how can you identify the issue and then justify the standard? Think about it. It's very simple line which I just अभी जो मैंने आपसे बोला. अगर आप सिचुएशन ही एनालाइज नहीं कर पा रहे हो कि व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन दोस 4 लाइंस 8 लाइंस whatever, how you can identify what the issue there, and let's say you are able to identify what the issue here है ना, how you can justify your treatment with IFRS. And then comes the communication part. You have to communicate it to someone. So whatever question you will see in the SBR, they will always ask you that you are writing a report, you are preparing a presentation to the CEO, CFO of the company. So you have to communicate properly also. They're not expecting a top-notch communication style. No, that's not what they're expecting. But yes, they're expecting a decent presentation. So when you write a report, there is a format. There is an introduction, then comes the heading, subheading, and then the conclusion. Very easy, simple formats. But yes, if you are communicating something, it has to be in a proper format. And when you are communicating, when you are writing your answer to a CEO ने आपसे बोला कि मुझे report चाहिए. Now you are writing to the CEO. So how you are going to write it? Think about it. Now, obviously, many of you might be doing this already, so you know the communication. But if you know this in this subject, I will teach you how to communicate your answer. So SBR or any other subject at the professional level is not only about the content, is not only about the syllabus or IFRS. It's also about the communication. Are you able to communicate properly or not? सामने वाले को समझ में तो आए तो आपने क्या रिपोर्ट बनाई है. Okay, so any discussion we are going to have, okay, in the coming standards, topics, concepts, and when we solve any question, okay, remember these 3-4 things. Okay, analyze the situation, scenario. That's what the examiner expects. So examiner says you should be able to analyze the situation properly, identify the issue in that, because if there is no issue in that, then why I will give you that question? तो issue तो होगा ही होगा. एक माइंडसेट रखना. जैसे मैं आपको आई गिव यू वेरी बेसिक सिंपल एग्जांपल कि मैंने कहाँ से ये चीज समझी थी. सो माय फादर इज अ रिटायर्ड सिविल इंजीनियर. ओके. Now, you know what civil engineers do? They construct dam, bridges, canals. So my father used to be a very good engineer, honestly. है ना? The drawings he used to make. Now, after spending so much time in all this construction, all these things, my father has this you can say the capability, or you can say something, कि जब भी वो कोई चीज देखते हैं, they, I mean, he always find the problem in that. And sometimes हम लोग उससे परेशान भी हो जाते हैं, but ठीक है, that's his nature now. So it's very similar to what the auditors do. So when the auditors go to the audit, है ना, तो वो सबसे पहले क्या देखते हैं? The what is the mindset of auditor? So when they are looking at any transaction or any report statement, their mindset is like इसमें कुछ problem है. That you have to keep always when you are reading a case. Okay, what is the issue there? That's what the examiner expect you, that you should be able to identify that issue, है ना? Because see, if you can't identify the issue, आप justify क्या करोगे फिर? So if there are 3 issues and you are able to find out only 2 issues, you will justify only 2 issues. तो आपका 1 से 2 नंबर तो गया. It's a very important step, identification of issue, and then justify your treatment with the IFRS. So if you are not justifying the treatment with the help of IFRS, आप simple plain answer दे रहे हो, तो number भी simple plain ही मिलेंगे फिर. So in your answer, you have to connect with the IFRS. So don't ask me later on, sir, should we write the IFRS number, IAS number? Yes. You're not at knowledge level. You're not at skill level. ठीक है कि आपने IFRS का नंबर नहीं लिखा तो okay, it's okay. It's not okay. You are at the professional level, the last level of the global qualification ACCA. So if they are expecting from you that you should remember the name, that's a fair expectation. इसमें कोई बुराई है ही नहीं. So don't ask me later on, sir, should we write the, yes, you have to write the IFRS number and what is written in the IFRS, and then connect it with the issue you have identified. And then communicate it properly. अच्छे से बताओ उसको. Okay, so communication is very important. Okay, I mean, I'm a teacher, so I know the communication, the importance of communication. So when I teach something, it's very important कि I can't control the words, obviously, but it's very important कि what flow I'm maintaining, how I'm teaching, when I'm solving a question. Same thing, you have to be very careful. Okay, so SBR, whenever you write any answer, first analyze the scenario. Second, identify the issue in it. Okay. Third, justify कि क्या issue है and how it can be resolved with the IFRS, and then communicate in a proper manner. Don't write plain English answer unless or until you want plain numbers. Okay. Now how SBR is different from FR? So this is for the students who have given the FR paper. So just I'm telling you so that आप ये मत सोचो कि काफी स्टूडेंट ये सोचते हैं सर FR तो कर लिया है, SBR में almost 80-90% chapters are same, standards are same, only few are different. So it's like I mean हो जाएगा. No, many students are there who has completed, who has very good marks in the FR, but they failed in the SBR. Okay, so in FR we focus on calculation part. In SBR, we focus on application and judgment. So remember, for the examiner, okay, for the examiner, you are not some executive who is just doing the calculation or passing the entries. No. You are them, for them, mostly you are for them is a consultant, analyst. Analyst काफी बार वो एग्जाम में डालते हैं इस पॉइंट को कि you are an and so I'll show you the answer also, question also later on. ठीक है? So remember, whenever you are studying anything, when you are going through any question, any case scenario, you are not an executive जो journal entry pass कर रहे हैं या calculation. That they expect from the FR student. At SBR, they expect that you are an analyst. Okay, so focus on this and this, not just the calculation. Trust me, if you are thinking that in SBR, you have to prepare the P&L, balance sheet, lots of workings. No, you have to do that also. But trust me, if the question is of 10 marks now, 3 marks will be for the calculation, 7 marks is for the explanation, application, judgment, all these things. So why I'm telling, now you understand why I'm telling you this right now, not after completing the half syllabus. So that you have this mindset whenever you are listening something from me, whenever you are reading any note, anything about related to SBR, it should be in your mind now. It's more about application, not calculations. So in FR, we focused on what the standard says. Here, why? FR में IS 16 क्या बोलता है? Okay, so If you're purchasing any asset, it should be measured at cost. Great. In SBR, why? Why is the answer? I mean, you have to, in every question, you have to find out, I mean, whenever you are justifying your answer here, है why you have to explain why it is happening like this. ठीक है, क्यों हमने cost पे measure नहीं किया? Why we have not included the the installation cost? Explanation you have to give for everything. Okay. FR is more about passing journal entries, doing the calculations. Here, explaining the impact on financial statement. In FR or FA knowledge level, we pass journal entry. That's it. But at the SBR level, when you pass the entry, there is a debit and credit effect. Every entry, every journal entry has two effects. Okay, debit and credit with the equal amount. At SBR level, you have to explain, okay, this debit, ये कहाँ गया? ये credit, ये कहाँ गया? And how it is impacted your financial statements, your P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, statement of changes in equity. What is the impact on those statements? So, अगर आपने कोई, I mean, suppose depreciation, you needed to charge depreciation, but you charge it wrongly. Depreciation should have been $100. You charge, let's say, $90. Now, what you will do in the exam, you will write, yes, depreciation is 100, but as per IFRS IAS 16, if we do the calculation, it should be $90. And then you stop there. You will lose marks. Why? Because you didn't explain how this error is going to impact the statements. So now you have to add few more lines. Okay, company has charged $100 of depreciation, so their profit has reduced, retained earning has reduced in the financial statement, and their non-current asset machine जिस पे depreciation लगा था वो भी reduced value पे दिखाई दे रहा होगा. So this is the impact on financial statement, and your stakeholders, especially shareholders, they look at the financial statements and your financial statements are wrong. See the impact. See one entry, one wrong entry I have passed, and see the impact it is having on the financials. That's what examiner expect from you. ठीक है कि वो impact आपको बताना है. Okay. More numerical here, more written analysis. So this is the difference between FR and SBR. But I hope after these two slides, you have a very good idea about what the examiner is basically expecting from you. If not, dhire dhire you will learn about these things. Now, before we move forward, let's see the exam format. We will see now anything you want to ask me related to this. Any point coming to your mind or any query you have, anything. You can just unmute your mic and you can ask me. Nothing? No doubts? How is it possible?
Sir,
Yes, Varsha.
with the last name, more written analysis. So basically, what we have to do that it's more written analysis. What does it mean basically?
Okay, okay. I'll explain this. What does it mean? Okay, suppose, just a second. Okay, so suppose you need to calculate this depreciation using the straight line method. Now, what you will do in the working note or in the calculation part, you will simply apply the formula for straight line method, and then you will get the depreciation per annum amount. Okay. And yes, one more thing. Don't worry, I will not solve questions here. We will be using 100% Excel. Okay. Theory question, practical question, whatever it is, 100% Excel. And you guys also, okay, whenever you are solving any question, even if it's of one line, use Excel. Totally ignore the, okay, pen copy, totally. Yes, so I was saying, suppose there is a depreciation calculation and you calculated it. Now, you have to explain this. What the explanation you will write? You will write that as per IS 16, as per International Accounting Standard number 16, the name is property, plant and equipment. Okay. If we have acquired, purchased an asset or constructed an asset, okay, we have to provide depreciation on this. And there are two methods, two models, cost model or revaluation model. Here we are using the, let's say, the cost model, and under that we are using the straight line method of depreciation. Now comes the important part. Now my depreciation amount is $100. So every year my profit is going to be reduced by $100. And by the same amount, the non-current assets will also reduce by the $100. So both my statement of P&L and my balance sheet has the impact because of this depreciation. This is the analysis. So analysis is there are two things. जब आप कोई चीज को रिटर्न एनालिसिस करते हो, एक चीज तो आपने जो किया है, you have calculated the depreciation in 3-4 lines with the formula. So explain that what you have done here. They in the question you will find this verb explain. So that basically means explain करिए कि आपने ये क्या किया है calculation में. And then, like I said, there are two things in the analysis. One, what you have done. Second, what you have not shown here, and that is impact of this $100. That also you have to write. That is written analysis. Okay. But
Okay.
this thing will come with more and more practice only. Okay. Any other doubt? Anyone? Nothing? Chalo, great. Now let's talk about more about this SBR. So don't know whether you guys know what is the exam format breakdown. So basically, when you get the question paper, there will be two sections, section A and section B. I will show you the actual paper also, but not right now. Now, section A is of 50 marks. Under that, you will find two questions. First question is of 30 marks. Second question is of 20 marks. Section B, there will be two questions of 25 and 25 marks. So you can see if you take total of this, okay, it will be 100 marks. Okay. But at the professional level, there are also professional skills marks. I don't know whether you guys know about this. Professional skills के 20 marks होते हैं. That means these 30, 20, 25, 25 which you are seeing, इसमें किसी ना किसी क्वेश्चन के अंदर प्रोफेशनल एंड they will tell you in the requirement of the question कि suppose this question 2 includes 4 marks for evaluation. अगर आप अच्छे से evaluate करते हो आपको extra 4 marks मिलेंगे. That is professional skills. So like I said, communication. See the worth of it, 20 marks. But don't worry, you don't have to focus on these 20 marks separately. When you are writing these answers, when you are writing this question 1, 2, 1, 2, है ना, then you have to take care of this 20 marks here only. So there is no separate 20 marks. It's included in these 100 marks only. So see, it's so good ना. अगर आप day 1 से ही questions की practice start कर देते हो and you properly practice with all the professional skills. These are the professional skills. Okay. If you practice by using these professional skills, you don't have to worry about these 20 marks. You will automatically fetch them in the exam. It's a great thing. Hai na? Anyways, so section A has two questions. Now, always the first question always related to the consolidation. So now you know consolidation in the SBR is the most important chapter. Most important, and there are 4 or 5 chapters in the consolidation. And generally what I do, I complete the all major standards, okay, 1 month before the exam. So you have exam in September. So I will be finishing till consolidation, all the important, big, important standards, complicated standards by July end. फिर उसके बाद जो भी छोटे छोटे स्टैंडर्ड्स होता है आई कवर देम सो दैट यू हैव एंटायर 1 month to practice the consolidation. Second question is generally related to reporting and some ethical implication. Ethics is very important. Okay. Section B, 1 or 2 anywhere from the syllabus. तो ये इसमें कोई क्वेश्चन कंसोलिडेशन का भी हो सकता है. Consolidation is very important. Okay. Generally आप very easily you can expect 30 to 40 marks from the consolidation. Okay. Now, for professional skills, these are the skills they test: analysis skills, evaluation skills, skepticism, commercial acumen, and communication. Okay. So I will teach you what these skills are, but these skills are more about application. So when you write the answer, आपको skills के according answers को लिखना है, which we will see. Okay. Now, so this is the exam format breakdown. Then comes what the examiner wants, which I have already explained to you. So the examiner is not looking for perfection. They are looking for reasoned, justified answer. Very important line, always remember. Examiner knows that you are students, whether you are qualified or not, okay, any other code, that doesn't matter. you are a student for them. So they are not expecting कि आप अपने आंसर को एकदम परफेक्टली लिखो जैसे किसी कंपनी में आप रिपोर्ट बना रहे हो. No, they don't expect that, है ना? What they expect कि whatever you are writing, there should be a proper reasoning behind it, a proper justified answer. See, we came to the same thing which we discussed earlier. So when you are writing something, explain properly. What explain your working notes, explain what is the impact of this, explain which standards you are using. ओके, तो रीजनिंग और जस्टिफिकेशन आपको अच्छे तरीके से देनी है. सो आइडेंटिफाई द इशू, apply the relevant IFRS, explain the impact on financial statement, give judgment, not some generic theory, present like an accountant. ठीक है, ये रहा. इस तरीके से आपको आंसर लिखना होता है. What is the issue in the case? Which IFRS or IES is applicable on that particular case? Financial statement पे what impact it is going to have, and then give your judgment. You are an analyst, na? You are a consultant. So give your judgment also. So your judgment will be based on what you have written in the previous 3 steps. Okay? And yes, presentation. Okay. Now, some common reasons why as a student of SBR we fail. So try to avoid this completely. Write everything they know about a standard. Okay. These are the reasons why students fail. So if I know, if I'm very good in IS 16 PPE or IFRS 16 leases, and there's a question on it, suddenly we feel like, Arey, I know this standard, now I will write everything about it. Don't do that. Just focus on the requirement of the question. What the question is asking, stick to it, because you have to complete an 100 marks paper in 3 hours. And trust me, it's not that easy. If you start writing everything about, IS 16, IFRS 16, leases, employee benefits, तो गया आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि आप एक क्वेश्चन में 1 घंटा लगा. एंड आई हैव टॉक टू मेनी स्टूडेंट्स, ओके, दे स्पेंड इन फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन like 1 hour 30 minutes and they don't even realize, and then they say after the exam कि सर मुझे बाकी क्वेश्चंस आते थे. So don't do that at all. Okay, just remember this. Don't get failed in the exam because of your own mistake. वो भी इस तरह की mistakes तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Try to control your emotions in the exam, which is very important. I'll tell you so what I did when I was giving the professional level exam, and obviously in CA when we solve any question, वहाँ पे थोड़ा approach अलग होता है. It's more calculative in nature. But here when I came and I start writing the answer, it was totally different. More analysis was there. So there were only 2 words which I kept. I mean, I still remember when I was going to give the exam. So just before the exam, 10-15 minutes in my mobile phone, I have just 2 words for me, and that was be calm. That's it. In exam, this is what going to help you. So I was not revising any important things. These 2 words, be calm. Control your emotions in the exam. Don't overwrite things. ये 3-4 पॉइंट्स हैं जो आपको याद रखने हैं. ठीक है. In the last batch also, when I was having the second last session, okay, I gave students 4 to 5 things which they have to see every day, and obviously before the exam also. And those things are related to this: be calm, don't overwrite, ज़्यादा emotional मत हो, and these things helps a lot. Okay. Second reason, they ignore the scenario. अपनी ही कहानी बना लेंगे. Poor answer structure, not linking answer to numbers, very bad. Okay, weak ethics, not practicing the past paper, memorizing instead of understanding. है ना? So don't do these things, guys. Now, past paper don't solve right now. Okay, in the last month, that is the August month. In August month, you are free to solve as many past papers you want to solve, but not right now. Okay, so don't do these things. Okay. ठीक है. So class structure is basically what I do. So first I will explain you the concept. Obviously, we will see the standard. Okay, I will apply the standard to the exam style scenarios, and yes, definitely will practice the question. Done. So this was the orientation of SBR. Now tell me if you guys have any doubt, anything, if you have written जो आपको पूछना है मेरे से. ऐसा कैसे? There are no doubts, nothing. What happens to professional marks on wrong answer? You will get the marks. See, in SBR, as far as wrong answers are concerned, so there could be different explanations of a particular thing. है ना? कोई एक situation है आपके सामने in the question, so there could be different explanation. Because see, they give you the practical case in the exam, which is happening in the organization, in the world, है ना? So there could be more than one answer. हाँ, but as far as the IFRS is concerned, कि अगर आपने IFRS का principle ही गलत लगा दिया है, then you will 100% lose the marks there. But if you have given proper justification, proper reasoning behind it, है ना? So yes, you will get the professional marks even if your answer is wrong. That's a good thing. So they are not, वो आपके पूरे मार्क्स जीरो नहीं करेंगे because you have written the wrong answer. Yes, you have written the wrong answer, but your justification based on the wrong you have given is okay. So they will give you the professional marks. Okay, Mank? Yes. Anybody else? Any other doubt? Please ask, student. क्या बात? कोई पूछ ही नहीं रहा इसमें doubt. Yes, Varsha.
What's the duration of the paper?
It's 3 hours, and you will get 10 minutes for reading.
Okay, sir. And so for the section B questions, each question, are they case study based with multiple questions, or there is a single question type?
No,
Like
there will
एक तो
be
होता है
a.
कि questions होते हैं उसमें
Mhm,
अलग अलग questions होते हैं, जैसे first part, second part, third part,
mhm.
like और
Yes.
एक होता है कि पूरा question वो एक ही study based पे रहता है.
No, no. What you will have in the exam, you will have a detailed case scenario, some attachments related to case scenario, which is known as exhibits, or then you have more than one requirement. Okay, it's a, suppose section B question number 1 is total 25 marks. So those 25 marks will be divided into, for example, 8, 10, 5, something like this. So you expect at least 2 requirement, at least. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Any other doubt? Anyone? Nothing? Okay, so I hope you have better understanding now about this subject. Okay, great. Now tell me about the books you have right now. Which books you have for the SBR subject? Do you have VGLD book? Nothing with you, man. All in transit. Okay. But you must be having this PDF, no? What about other students? Come on, guys, tell me. Nope. Okay, just ask them for the PDF. Okay, after this session. Okay, Vanshika. Anybody? Anybody else who doesn't have even the PDF?
I have BPP book, one for course book and one is exam practice book.
Okay, okay, great. Yes, I think VGL just started using the BPP book also. Those are very good kit questions. Yeah, okay. So most of you have the VGLD book either in hard copy or maybe in the soft copy. Those who don't have, please ask the team immediately, okay, so that you can have the books. But that's not an issue, Ankit, okay? Those are still applicable. There are no changes. And if something has changed, I'll let you know. Okay, so please, before we, because obviously आज तो इतना ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ेंगे, but from the next class, next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we will be fully starting with the discussion and everything. So keep your books with you. Okay, very important. Okay. So any other doubt? कुछ पूछना है किसी को? Anything? Anything means related to this subject, not anything. Okay, ठीक है. So now, हाँ.
Will you repeat about the book? My connection was lost actually.
Sorry,
And
say
I
it again.
haven't received any book from VGLD yet.
You have VGLD book, है ना?
Not received, sir, yet.
Okay, so ask them to dispatch you the books, and meanwhile you can use the PDF. Okay.
It is provided on LMS only, sir.
I think it is in the LMS. I don't remember, but you can just drop a message to the team. है ना? They will help you in that. Okay. But
Okay,
before
sir.
the next session, everybody, all you should have the books with you. Acha, tell me about the resources you will be using for studying. No, Ankit. Do you know about the resources? What resources you have? Okay, so let me explain this. Very important, Hana. Okay, so basically, yes, you will be having the VGLD books with you. There is a book, a comprehensive book, which includes the notes and also the questions at the back of the book. Very good questions. Okay. And I don't know exactly, but maybe they are also giving the BPP books. Just check with them. I'm not sure about this. Okay. Then comes a very important resource that is your study hub. I don't know whether all of you know, obviously those who are in the skill level, you know about the ACCA study hub, but those who are just entered into the ACCA after getting 9 paper exemption or any qualification, ACCA Institute also gives the access. They have their own notes. Okay, notes are not, it's notes are good for revision purpose only. So usko to aap na dekho to it's better. But in Study Hub, you have lots of practice questions, lots of practice questions. So it's a very important resource for your exam. Okay. And one another resource is the practice platform. Now, ACCA also gives you access. Okay. Once you get registered, if you're not, access your practice platform. I will show you later on, not right now, all these things. In practice platform, you have past papers, you have a specimen question papers, है ना, sample paper, वो सब हैं. और if you look for the SBR, I think 10 to 15 papers are there. Very important because in August month you will be solving them. Okay, so this is a very, I mean, if you want to clear your exam, trust me, solve practice platform. Most important resource for examination perspective. Okay, so these are your resources. VGLD, ask the VGLD for BPP books. Study Hub only for questions, practice platform also for the past paper, sample paper. And apart from this, obviously, I will give you my own notes also. So I give you notes in the form of Excel sheet. So Excel sheet होती है, उसी में सारे notes होते हैं, उसी में questions होंगे. But obviously that is for concept understanding. तो उतना ज्यादा नहीं मिलेगा. Practice के लिए VGLD book, Study Hub questions and practice platform, that is sufficient, more than sufficient. Okay. Any other doubt?
Hi Nishant.
Yes.
One thing, this VGLD books that you mentioned and the PDF one, these both are the same thing, right? The hard copy and the soft copy.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Because yeah,
Hmm.
maybe I won't be able to get my books another
Yes, you are in Europe now. So maybe
Yeah,
if you are planning to come to India in some
no,
time, you no.
no.
Okay. Where do you live in India, by the way?
I am basically from Mumbai. Earlier I
Hmm.
was in Pune, then before that I was in
Hmm.
Gurgaon, then before that I was in Chennai. So yeah.
Sure. Okay. ठीक है. Great. Okay, guys. So anything else? सोच लो कुछ पूछना है तो. So I have covered most of the things, okay, which generally students ask me, okay, later on. So that's why I've covered them earlier only. ठीक है. Great. Now, let's see your syllabus. Okay. अब थोड़ा सा syllabus पे आते हैं धीरे धीरे. Okay. Now the thing is the VGLD book. I'll show you the VGLD book. Just a minute. Module. In the VGLD book, they don't have the index. Anybody who is having the index from the VGLD book, because in PDF they don't have the index. If you can share with me only the index part. No? ठीक है, no problem. So I'll just mention you the name of the chapters, important standards. So I'm sharing my Excel sheet now on the screen. I hope it's visible. Okay. This is the Excel sheet which I will share with you after every weekend. Okay. Now, before we go into that, just important topics. Okay, so I'm just writing them. You can also write them on your own. Now, in ACCA SBR paper, okay, first of all, everything is important. Everything. Okay, जैसे अभी मैं आपको बताता हूँ जो अभी recent exam हुआ है जून का, तो I have contacted the student and they told me the important topics, okay, which were asked in the exam. So I have one student, Apurv, he lives in England. So he told me that very detailed answer. So in question number 1, they asked about the consolidation, IFRS 19, pension plan, that is from employee benefits, group, the again consolidation. Question number 2 was more about this ethics and action, issue related to factories, ठीक है. लीज के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आया था, डिफर्ड टैक्सेशन, रिलेटेड पार्टी डिस्क्लोजर, then government grant, sustainability reporting, very, very important topic nowadays. Sustainability reporting. And yes, there's one more, assess quality of MPM. Okay. So yes, I mean, what I'm trying to tell you here, कि don't expect कि 4-5 टॉपिक ही हैं उनको करने से सब हो जाता. They can ask you from anywhere. Okay, so it's very important that you go through each and every standard at least once. Now, if you look at the syllabus of SBR, it is too vast. बहुत ज़्यादा chapters हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा standards हैं, and there are some standards which I am not going to teach you. Those are very basic standard, and I'm sure you already know them. I'll just name those standards after some time. जो आपको खुद से एक बार go through करना है. If you have any doubt, you can definitely ask me, and then I will discuss it in the class. Okay, so I will write name of those topics also, but first I am writing the topics which we will do in the class. Okay, so obviously consolidation ये हमारी प्रायोरिटी पे रहता है. Okay, but I'm not going to teach you in this sequence. Okay, so consolidation, then we have conceptual framework. इस पे थोड़ा सा हम डिस्कशन करेंगे, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं. Okay, this is we will start our discussion from conceptual framework only. ये पहला चैप्टर रहेगा. Okay, so consolidation, conceptual framework, IFRS 13, which is basically the fair value measurement, very important standard, small but important standard. Then IS 16, or let me write down, all standards related to tangible and non-tangible assets. So everything like IS 16, then IS 23 borrowing cost, then IS 20 government grant, IS 38 intangible assets, IS 36 impairment of assets, all are covered in that. Okay, ये भी हम cover करेंगे. Then IFRS 16 leases पे we will focus. Okay, IS 19, that is employee benefits. This is something which was not there in the ACCA skill level. Okay, ये भी हम cover करेंगे IS 19. IFRS 2, that is share based payment, a small chapter topic, but ठीक है, it's not that difficult. Then IS 12, okay, that is income taxes. Okay, this is थोड़ा सा complicated. Deferred tax का concept आएगा इसके अंदर, ये हम पढ़ेंगे. And then financial instrument. Okay, financial instrument, very, very important. And one of the, you can say, the technical standard you have, but very important from the examination. But the good thing, in the last exam, they didn't ask any question on this in one of the session. So yes, but it's important, financial instrument. And cash flow statement we will go through. IFRS 18, which is a new standard. Basically, it replaced the earlier IAS 1. तो इसके ऊपर काफी क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं आजकल इंस्टीट्यूट IFRS 18 के ऊपर. Anything else which I am forgetting? This is covered. Just a minute. Huh? Am I forgetting everything? Yes. IFRS 17. Okay. Yes. And anything else? किसी को कुछ याद आ रहा है तो? और भी हैं, ऐसा नहीं है, standards और भी हैं, but these are the important standards. Related party disclosure, Yes, I forget this. Related party disclosure. Nowadays they ask a question on this also. पहले नहीं पूछते थे. ठीक है. So these are the standard, but yes, this is not the complete list. Okay, there are the standard also which I will do in the class. But yes, majorly we will be doing this only. Okay. And now few standards which you have to do on your own because syllabus is too vast. If we go into those small standards now, so 3 months में it's not possible. Okay, but don't worry, I'm not giving you those standards which are complicated. So IS2, I hope you are familiar with this. Inventory, है ना? Very simple standard. IAS 41 agriculture, and normally trust me, they don't ask any question from this. Why? Because IS2, IS 41, IS 8 है ना, and this EPS, I think IAS 33, ये ना skill level में cover हो जाता है पूरी तरीके से. So they ask question on this at the skill level, but okay, I expect कि at least आप एक बार इन standards को जरूर खुद से पढ़ लेना. If you find it difficult, any problem, anything, you can ask me. Okay, कोई भी अगर आपको लगता है कि IAS 8 नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, then I will explain. And one more IAS 37 provisions. Okay, so ये तो please लिख लीजिए. These standards you have to, and do one thing, just go through them from the VGLD book itself. Okay, VGLD book से पढ़ लेना, उसी के क्वेश्चंस कर लेना, that's sufficient. Then don't look at these standards. उसके बाद देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, except this 37. इसको एटलीस्ट 2 बार पढ़ लेना. ओके, इसके कुछ क्वेश्चन मैं भी कराऊंगा. Okay, I hope this is clear. One second now. Related party, IFRS 8. One important standard I forget. IFRS 15, that is revenue recognition. Okay, ये वो मैं कराऊंगा. So these are the standards which you guys will be doing. Okay, any doubt now? Anyone? Nothing? So, okay, so just write down the name of these standards in your notebook because I'm deleting this from here. Na? ये standard या तो photo ले लो, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, so I'm deleting this sheet now. चलिए. So let's start. Now we have time. थोड़ा जल्दी हो गया. You guys have very less doubts because okay. Anything else? किसी को कुछ पूछना है? Anything related to subject or maybe anything related to ACCA exam? Anything? You can ask me. What is the difference in IS and IFRS? Okay. Basically both are same. IAS are, you can say, the International Accounting Standards. This is the previous version. पहले जो standards है international उनको IAS बोला जाता था, and now they are converting them into IFRS. So IFRS is the latest versions. So recently IAS 1 was replaced by IFRS 18, and धीरे धीरे slowly every IAS will be replaced by the IFRS. So there is not much difference between them. They are basically the same. एक पुराना नाम है और एक नया नाम है. Okay. Any other doubt?
So,
Yes.
IAS 40 investment property, is it important or not?
IAS 40 is important. Yes, it will be covered in the tangible non-current assets, IAS 40. Are there different sets of questions? Yes, different sets of question, 100%. अलग-अलग set होते हैं. Nobody knows how many sets are there, but yes, based on the students' review when they give the, I mean, just the June exam they have given. So when they share the topics in which they have asked in the exam, तो generally मैं देखा students के जो topics होते हैं वो अलग होते हैं. Okay. I don't know, nobody knows that how they set and what is the basis of it. Maybe morning session, different paper, evening session, different paper, maybe. But yes, different sets. Okay, so I think all your doubts are clear now. If you have any doubts later on, you can ask me. So now we'll start with your syllabus. And the first topic which I will be covering, like I said, is the conceptual framework. Okay. Now, uh, can anybody tell me here what is conceptual framework? Okay, now no more questions. Okay, we are done with the questions. So don't ask me any question now. Okay. Please tell me, just raise your hand if you know. Okay, this is how we are going to do in the sessions. So when I ask any question, and trust me, I ask lot of questions. So the sessions are going to be highly interactive. ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगा कि only I am speaking. ठीक है, you have to participate because again it's not some normal paper. It's interactive. You have to interact. You have to tell me your views about it, how you are going to write the answer, everything. So please take participate, and I expect this from everyone, not just 3 4 students. ठीक है, even if you think your answer is wrong, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, still speak. It's very good. Okay. Yes. So please just raise your hand when I ask any question, and I will tell your name, and then you can tell me the answer. Okay. So tell me about what is conceptual framework. Yes, Vanshika.
I think it lays down the rules for presentation and preparation of financial statements and items. And also, it's basically like how we define our accounting policies and all, or like how we make them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like a zone and frame. How to explain framework basically? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
within which we have to do all the accounting um,
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
estimates,
Understood.
policies, and everything.
Good. Anybody else?
Sir, it shows that it gives a framework of how the financial transactions will be recognized in the financial statements of a company.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Raise your hand first. Now. Okay. Okay. So we'll discuss now what is this conceptual framework. See, in accounting, this is one of the, you can say, the basic thing. है ना, conceptual framework they teach in the ACCA FA level, है ना, financial accounting skill level also, and here also. But are you going to get any question in the exam from this? I'm not sure. Not necessary कि इससे कोई question आए, but yes, from the understanding perspective, we have to understand it. So what is this conceptual framework? Okay, there is a word framework. Now, if you see, what is the meaning of this framework? Okay, अगर मैं simple भाषा में बोलूं, framework basically means ढांचा, एक structure होता है. Okay, and when I add this conceptual framework in this, okay, conceptual framework, it basically says कि when you are passing any journal entry, when you are recognizing any purchase of an asset or any liability or anything, whatever you are doing in the accounting, you have to do that within the framework. I mean, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द क्रिकेट मैचेस, है ना, या कोई भी मैच आप सोचो, तो जो भी मैच हो रहा है, क्रिकेट मैच अगर हो रहा है, इट हैज टू हैपन विद इन द ग्राउंड. एवरीथिंग विल हैपन विद इन द ग्राउंड, नथिंग विल हैपन आउटसाइड द रोप. ग्राउंड के बाहर कुछ नहीं होगा. सो ऑल द प्लेयर्स, बॉलिंग, फील्डिंग, बैटिंग, अंपायरिंग, reviewing, everything is happening within the ground itself. So that ground you can think as a concept, as a framework, and जो भी करना है आप उसके अंदर करिए, उसके बाहर नहीं कर सकते. Similarly, in accounting, we have framework, we have a structure which is known as conceptual framework, which tells you कि whatever you have to do in the accounting, you have to do within this only. There is a limitation. आप इसके बाहर नहीं जा सकते. Now, why this is important? Now, for most of the thing, we have accounting standard. So if you are purchasing a tangible asset, so okay, you have IS 16 to follow. If you are developing any intangible asset, you have IS 38 for it. है ना? If you have entered into a lease transaction, you have IFRS 16. Related party, you have related party disclosure. So most of the things which any businesses do, they already have standards for them. But sometimes, and sometimes, yes, You will find a situation जहां पे कोई स्टैंडर्ड ही नहीं है, जैसे कि cryptocurrency, or you can say digital currency. Now, for digital currency, we don't have any standard yet. Maybe it will come in the future. But organizations, companies, है ना, they are entering into the transaction. They are buying cryptocurrencies. They are buying Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. I hope you know this. है ना, and in many countries outside India, है ना, इंडिया में तो नहीं है, वहां पे इसको यूज किया जा रहा है एज अ करेंसी, उतना ज्यादा नहीं अभी, बट यस द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन द क्रिप्टो करेंसी. So what I'm trying to tell you, the companies, the organization, they are doing transactions in cryptocurrency, but they don't have any standard for it. No specific standard for cryptocurrency. So how they are going to do it? How they are going to account for it? So we use the conceptual framework for that. Or what I'm trying to say, tell here, कि whatever you are doing, make sure कि आप इसके बाहर नहीं जा रहे हो. You are not going outside the conceptual framework. Now, this conceptual framework says there are 5 elements जिसके अंदर पूरी अकाउंटिंग होती है. I hope you know the name of those 5 elements: asset, liability, income, expenses, and equity. These are the 5 elements of conceptual framework. So whenever you enter into any transaction, या तो asset आ रहा होगा, या maybe you are having income, equity, liability, expense. There is no 6th element here. So what conceptual framework has done, conceptual framework has given you the definition of these 5 elements. Now look at the transaction you are entering into. जो भी आप ट्रांजैक्शन कर रहे हो उसको देखो, and then find out कि वो ट्रांजैक्शन इसमें से किस एलिमेंट के साथ मैच हो रहा है, and then record it like that only. Okay, so if a particular transaction, for example, you are investing in the cryptocurrency, okay, now there is no standard for it. So how you are going to deal with it? So you have to see कि if I'm investing in the cryptocurrency, is it fulfilling the definition of the asset or not, or maybe the expense? जिसकी भी definition को वो follow कर रहा है, you have to treat it like that only. So why we have conceptual framework? Okay, because there are sometimes the transactions which you have to do within the, I mean, जो आपको framework, because अगर ये नहीं होता तो क्या होगा? ठीक है, कोई ट्रांजेक्शन हुआ, आपने बोला इसका तो स्टैंडर्ड, देयर इज नो स्टैंडर्ड फॉर इट, सो नाउ आई कैन डू वट एवर आई वॉन्ट. नो, you have to do within the framework. That is what conceptual framework is. And inside the conceptual framework, the most important part is the 5 elements. So one by one, very quickly, because these are very basic thing, हम देखेंगे कि इनकी definitions क्या है, and we'll see one case study also. Okay. So the first definition is of asset. I hope you guys know what is an asset. Okay, so an asset is a present economic resource controlled by the entity resulting from past events with potential future economic benefit. So yes, आपको ये चीजें देखनी होती हैं किसी भी ट्रांजैक्शन में, अगर आप उसको असेट का नाम दे रहे हो. ठीक है, तो असेट क्या होता है? प्रेजेंट इकोनॉमिक रिसोर्स. दैट मीन्स यू आर ओनिंग इट. It is your present economic, I mean, basically, I hope you know the meaning of economic resource. So if okay, I am having this calculator right now, है ना? This calculator is इसको तो asset नहीं बोलेंगे, हम write off करेंगे. Let's take the example of my laptop then. So I have this laptop which I use for classes and other office work, है ना? So this laptop is my resource because I use in while I teach, and it is an economic resource because I get economic benefits from it, and I'm using it presently. भविष्य में नहीं, I'm using it right now. So an asset is something which is your present economic resource. It is controlled by me. Now, how can you get this control? I purchase it. That's the proof कि I control it. And other definitions of control, okay, जो हम consolidation में पढ़ेंगे detail में. So control means if any benefit coming from this laptop, I'm the one who is going to get that benefit. If there is something loss happen, मान लीजिए किसी ने मेरे लैपटॉप को यूज करके कोई गलत चीज करी, then again I am going to be held responsible for it. That means I control it. That is the meaning of control. So if you say कि I control this person, I control this thing, then whatever is getting out of that person or thing or whatever it is, You are responsible. Then it is said, yes, you control those things. Resulting from past event, I purchased this laptop 2 years ago. Past event. Okay. With potential future economic benefit, this laptop will help me in taking my classes, my notes, and some other work also which I do. So yes, future economic benefit is there. That is an asset. Now, if you think about any asset, आप कोई भी जैसे for example vehicle है ना. Now we use vehicles, okay, for transportation, है ना. जैसे फैक्ट्री का सामान है, एक वेयर हाउस से दूसरे वेयर हाउस में जा रहा है. So is this vehicle an asset for you? Yes. But let's see the definition. Is it your present economic resource? Yes. The company, do they control it? Yes, definitely they control it. Past event, they purchase it back. And yes, there is a future economic benefit. They will use it for transportation. So future economic benefit hoga. That is what an asset. Okay. So whenever you enter, I mean, अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई भी transaction जिसमें आप enter कर रहे हो और वो asset है, this you have to look. ये चीज फुलफिल होनी चाहिए. And if this is fulfilling, then yes, it's an asset. Okay. Now, liability. Okay. The part which I am not reading, you can later read on. अगर नहीं भी read करोगे, that's okay. Okay. Liability. What is liability? अच्छा, tell me guys, what is liability? इसका तो पता होगा सबको. Liability क्या होती है? Don't say creditors. Creditors is an example of liability. I'm asking what is liability conceptually?
So we have the present obligation to pay
Okay, what is obligation?
uh, obligation to settle that amount, any liability.
Okay. Anybody else? ठीक है, that's okay, correct.
It's basically an outflow of whether it can be an asset or cash because of a past event or a present obligation is there in which there will be an outflow of
Outflow of
cash or any other resource.
resources. Okay,
Yeah.
resources
Or
includes
asset.
cash
Yeah.
also. ठीक है. So what is liability, everyone? Liability is a present obligation to transfer an economic resource due to some past event. So I purchased material, okay, for $100. Let's say 7 days ago. So this transaction of purchase, okay, the purchase transaction is the past event. And because of this past event, okay, now I have a present obligation. And what is my obligation? That I have to pay in cash $100 to the party. So I have to transfer my economic resource, which is cash here. That is liability. So anyways, so the most important part in the definition of liability is this: present obligation. If there is no present obligation, then you cannot say it's your liability. Obligation भी दो प्रकार के होते हैं. एक होता है present, एक होता है possible. Possible obligation means yes, in future I might have some amount to pay. Let's say आपके ऊपर कोई court case चल रहा है and you don't know what is going to happen, whether you have to pay the compensation or not. That will be decided after 1 month, 2 months. So yes, you have an obligation, but that is possible. Reverse भी हो सकता है. So what happens in present obligation? You are obligated right now. Okay, आपको वो amount देना है. That is the present obligation. Now there are two types of obligations. One is legal and second is constructive. In IS 37 provision, इसके बारे में काफी डिटेल में दिया है, but I will explain you. It's very simple. What is legal obligation? Legal obligation is you entered into a contract with your landlord and the contract is for 11 months that I will use this space and okay. Now, once you enter into this contract, you sign the rent agreement, you are legally obligated to pay the rent every month. So legal obligations comes with the agreement, contract, documentation, that is legal. And there is one obligation which is not legal. आपने कुछ sign नहीं किया, but that is constructed by you. And how it is constructed? I'll give you a very simple example. So suppose there is a company, ठीक है, और वो जो कंपनी है वो मोबाइल फोन्स सेल करते हैं. They manufacture and they sell the mobile phones. Okay. They don't give any warranty claims, or let's say there is just the डिफॉल्ट वारंटी क्लेम जनरली 1 साल का होता है ना, डिफॉल्ट वारंटी आपने सुना होगा, और अगर आपको 2 साल का एक्स्ट्रा चाहिए तो आप एक्सटेंड करवा सकते हो. सो इग्नोर दैट 2 years एक्स्ट्रा वाला. So this company which is selling the mobile phone, they have 1 year of default warranty claim. Now, if someone's mobile phone gets damaged or some manufacturing defect is there on screen, battery, whatever, after 1 year, they cannot claim the warranty. Technically, legally they cannot claim. बट क्या हो रहा था, ये जो कंपनी थी बड़ी अच्छी कंपनी है, इनके पास कोई 1 साल के बाद भी आ रहा था तो भी वो फ्री में चीजें ठीक करके दे रहे थे, और मे बी दे आर रिप्लेसिंग इट बिकॉज दे हैव टू, लेट्स से they have to create their brand, reputation, all these things. Now, suppose there's a person, Mr. A, who also bought a mobile phone, and after 2 years, Mr. A came to the company and asked if there's some problem. Okay, तो आप इसको repair करो. Now here the company is not legally obligated, but based on their actions from the last 2, 3, 5 years, they are constructively obligated. So constructive obligation is basically constructed by you only. आप कोई चीज है जो बहुत समय से करते आ रहे हो, तो सामने वाला यही मानेगा कि आप करोगे उसके केस में. That is constructive obligation. ठीक है. So constructive obligation is either one of your policy, जो आप जैसे सपोज करो कंपनी की एक पॉलिसी है कि okay, we are selling the mobile phone, if you have any problem with these phones, okay, we will repair it, and there is no year mention कि 1 साल 2 साल. ठीक है. So you have published it, so now you have constructed an obligation on you, or it could be based on your past. So even if you have not published it, but yes, your past practice is showing that you are doing something like that, then great, you have the constructive obligation. So why I'm telling you this, whenever there is a liability, Anna, in liability, what is liability? Where you have a present obligation. Now look for the obligation, whether it's a legal obligation or it's a constructive obligation. So when you're answering the question and it's about liability, आपको ये दोनों चीजें एक्सप्लेन करनी होती है, and then की केस में कौन सा obligation है. Okay. Now recognition criteria, very very important. ठीक है. मैंने यहाँ पे asset liability, sorry, income expense वो सब include नहीं किए हैं. ठीक है. What is income, what is expense, equity. ठीक है. So I'm not conceptual framework, we are going to look very fast. ठीक है. Just I'm basically revising you few important things which will come later on. Okay. अभी तो नहीं, आगे चल के कुछ चैप्टर्स हैं जिसमें ये हम कनेक्ट करेंगे. What is recognition criteria? So whenever you purchase any asset or when you have any liability or income and expense, एक क्राइटेरिया होता है जो फुलफिल करना जरूरी है. अगर आप वो क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल नहीं करोगे तो आप उसको बुक्स में रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर सकते. एंड द फर्स्ट क्राइटेरिया इज, ओके, the first criteria is whenever you enter into any transaction, it has to be out of these 5 items. मतलब इनकी डेफिनेशन फुलफिल होनी चाहिए. अगर इनमें से किसी की भी डेफिनेशन फुलफिल नहीं हो रही है in any of the transaction you have entered, then it's outside the conceptual framework, then you cannot recognize it. So the first recognition criteria as per the conceptual framework is an item is recognized only if it meets the definition of an element, asset, liability, income, expense, equity. It provides the relevant information, faithful representation, and measurement uncertainty is not excessive. Measurement should be reliable. So the first and this last one is quite important. ठीक है. तो recognition criteria क्या बोलता है? So if you have entered into any transaction, ठीक है, let's see कि वो किसकी definition को meet कर रहा है, asset, liability, ठीक है, जिसकी भी. And last one says, measurement uncertainty is not excessive. It should be reliable. Can anyone explain this last point? Anyone?
So basically, intangible assets, internally generated intangible assets like goodwill and all, they do have value to it. But we cannot, like, there isn't like a proper measurement basis for them because it can be very subjective, and the value, whatever we determine, isn't like the most reliable thing because yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Anybody else? अरे, come on, guys. पढ़ा होगा ये तो, I'm sure. Should not be way too off, absurd or unrealistic. ठीक है. Any example, Mank? Any example? Anyone? Any example is not has to be related to accounting. कोई भी example आप दे सकते हो.
Maybe any kind of mobile phone, but we have a standard market for that. It should not be way off. The pricing should not be way off with that standard market rates.
But in case of mobile phones, if I want to measure what is the cost or what is the price of the mobile phone, I can measure it with certain degree of certainty. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई हैव सैमसंग मोबाइल फोन, मैं चाहता हूँ इसकी प्राइस कितनी है, तो मार्केट में काफी मोबाइल होंगे उसके तरह के, तो हम उसकी प्राइस पता कर सकते हैं.
Yes.
सो अनसर्टेनिटी कहाँ पे है? एनी कोई भी एग्जांपल यू कैन गिव.
Life
सॉरी.
insurance policies,
लाइफ
measuring life
इंश्योरेंस.
insurance policies where you do not know the certainty of the death or the event that is going to happen.
But in case of life insurance, the amount of policy, sum assured, premium, हाँ आप ये बोल सकते हो what is going to be the premium after 1 or 2 years based on the person's age or health issues, वो change हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
ठीक है. ठीक है. Yes, Ishita.
Sir, in the markets where there is product monopoly for of a certain company,
Sorry, didn't get you. What does it mean?
if a company has a product monopoly over a market, so there would not be any relevant other competitors for our measurement criteria.
Give me one example.
Um, so oil companies, they are very but that is irrelevant. Maybe
Sorry?
to some degree, some airline company, because there are very less aircraft making companies in the world.
Okay. ठीक है. ठीक है. ठीक है, मैं आपको गाइस एक बड़ा सिंपल सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ इसका. यस वर्षा.
So, any kind of provision, like provision for bad debts or
So, if there is measurement uncertainty in provision for bad debts, है ना? ठीक है. ठीक है. ठीक है. Good. So, see guys, I'll tell you first of the meaning of this measurement uncertainty, है ना? तो जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन इंडिया वी हैव समर सीजन, है ना? राइट नाउ बहुत ज्यादा ही समर सीजन हो गया इस बार. So basically if I ask you what is going to be the temperature tomorrow, you will say, sir, 45 to 46 degrees Celsius. Some parts maybe 48 to 50 degrees Celsius. Now, I am measuring it. I'm telling you, when I said 44 to 46, so yes, I'm doing some measurement based on my past experience, past few days, जो मैंने देखा. And when I doing this measurement, am I certain that what is going to be the temperature? हमने तो 44, 46 बोल दिया, but it could be 44.1, 44.2, 44.15. It could be anything between those two fixed absolute numbers, 44 and 46. That is uncertainty. So I am measuring the temperature. Okay, I'm telling you the temperature, but I'm not sure, I'm not certain how much it is going to be. So suppose I purchase some raw material from a supplier for $100. I am certain I have to pay $100. This is certainty. Uncertainty, I don't know. Now, in accounting, in conceptual framework, what the recognition criteria says, ki it's okay if you have uncertainty. That is going to be there because in accounting, lots of things are there where you have to estimate the amount. जैसे कि depreciation एक estimate होता है. Do you know? Because when you calculate depreciation, you estimate the life of the asset, you estimate the residual value, correct? So in your calculation formula of depreciation, two things are estimated. So obviously depreciation is also an estimate. But conceptual framework allows it. It says it's okay because yes, many things are going to be on a judgmental basis. काफी चीजें मैनेजमेंट के जजमेंट पे भी डिसाइड करती है और जो पर्सन अकाउंटिंग कर रहा है उसके इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल पे करती है, उसकी डिग्री पे डिपेंड करता है, उसके एक्सपीरियंस पे डिपेंड करता है. लाइक डेप्रिसिएशन, लाइक यू सेड प्रोविजन. प्रोविजन इज एन एस्टिमेट. बट ओके, द अनसर्टेनिटी शुड बी रिलायबल. ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ भी बोल दिया आपने. हाँ, $1,000 डेप्रिसिएशन. क्यों $1,000? यू हैव टू शो द कैलकुलेशन कि यस आई हैव दिस एसेट. Life of the asset is 5 years. Why 5 years? Because I used this asset earlier also, and yes, the life was 5 years. Or maybe some other companies using the same asset, they also have 5 years. So you are estimating the depreciation, but yes, it's a reliable estimate. That is the meaning of this line. So in accounting, trust me, अभी बहुत सारे स्टैंडर्ड्स में आप देखोगे estimates होंगे. So conceptual framework says कि yes, if you want to recognize something, first of all, it should meet the definition of one of the element. It should provide the relevant information, faithful representation of the facts, and yes, the uncertainty should not be excessive. मतलब uncertainty बहुत ज्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए. थोड़ी बहुत होगा चलेगा. It should be reliable. But the question is, what is reliable? Now that's here comes your judgment as the analyst, as the consultant, as the accountants. अब reliable क्या है क्या नहीं है तो आप ही बताओगे ना, वो कौन बता सकता है. So you have to look at the factors. So if somebody asks me कि okay, what is the life of your mobile phone? I said next 2 years. Why 2 years? So I will say कि okay, this is a Samsung phone और past experience में मैंने देखा है कि 2-3 साल से ज्यादा मोबाइल फोन नहीं चलते, this and that. So based on my judgment, my experience, I'm telling you the uncertainty. ठीक है, तो ये एक बहुत ही जजमेंटल थिंग्स होती है. तो अकाउंटिंग में ऐसा नहीं है कि एवरीथिंग इज बेस्ड ऑन रूल्स. यस, जजमेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड, बट इट हैज टू बी अ कैलकुलेटेड जजमेंट. ऐसा नहीं हवा में कुछ भी बोलते जा रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो यस, रिकॉग्निशन क्राइटेरिया, डेफिनेशन ऑफ एन एलिमेंट शुड बी मीटिंग, रिलेवेंट इंफॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए, faithful representation होना चाहिए, and this last line, if uncertainty is too high, do not recognize even if an asset liability exists. This is why internally generated brands patents are rarely recognized. So I think one of you told me this. ये देखो, अब जैसे ब्रांड नेम है, आपकी कंपनी है, ओके, एंड यू हैव अ वेरी गुड ब्रांड नेम. बहुत अच्छा ब्रांड नेम है, आपने बहुत अच्छा ब्रांड नेम बना लिया है. बट इफ समबडी आस्क यू, ध्यान सुनना, आई विल टीच दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इन IAS 38 ऑल्सो, बट इफ समबडी आस्क यू ओके व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ योर ब्रांड, नाउ यू आर स्टक. व्हाई? Obviously you will estimate. Nobody can calculate the brand value with exact calculation. It's not possible. Why? But because the brand value doesn't depend on one factor, it depends on lots of factors. It depends on the location of your store, it depends on the behavior of your staff, it depends on the brand logo, maybe it depends on the quality of service, it depends, I don't know, many things. It depends on how well you are doing the marketing. It depends on whether you are doing the marketing on TV, boards, hoarding, posts, social media, so many things. अब कोई आके बोले वैल्यू बताओ इसकी, कैसे बता पाओगे आप? इवन इफ यू कैलकुलेट इट, इट कैन चेंज नेक्स्ट डे. द वैल्यू ऑफ ब्रांड कैन गो डीप डाउन इन जस्ट वन डे. It has happened with many some, and especially in the today's world where we have this social media, कुछ भी होता है वो पहले सोशल मीडिया पे आ जाता है और एटलीस्ट 10-15 दिन तक चलता है वो. I think it impacts the brand. So that is the reason why internally generated brand, internally generated goodwills are not recognized. We recognize goodwill when we purchase it from somebody. And now if I'm purchasing something, I'm paying for it. So yes, there is a measurement, amount is there. Then I can do that. But if I'm internally generating my, अगर कोई मुझसे पूछे कि what is the worth of Nishant, what is the goodwill of Nishant Katoch, थोड़ी बहुत जो भी है. But if somebody asks me to quantify it, I can't. पता लगा इस बैच के बाद गुडविल खराब हो गई. So I hope you're getting it. कि in accounting, you will find many things, okay, where judgment is required. Okay, so that is the reason why internally generated anything, brand, patent, goodwill are rarely recognized. But yes, if you can quantify it very well, कर लो, but reliable होना चाहिए. Okay, so yes, recognition criteria is this. Okay, any doubt so far? Now we know what is asset, we know what is liability, we know how when to recognize something. तो ये चीजें आपको देखनी होती हैं recognition में. So any doubt? Okay, so let's take a break. Okay, I'll tell you normally when I will give you the break, and today I will leave you around 1:30 के आसपास, ठीक है? But from the next week onward, we have 3 hour session. So I will give you a 10 minutes break in between after 1.5 hours or maybe 2 hours. Okay. So we will, it's 12:43 in India. So we will resume the class 12:54, okay, PM as per Indian Standard Time. And yes, one more thing. See, right now I know these are very basic things, but trust me, from the next class onwards, ठीक है, अभी तो बेसिक हम डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट क्लास से द थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, whether it's fair value, IFRS 13, then all the standards will come. I will show you some examination questions. So discussion is going to be more challenging. ठीक है? Anyways, before you go for the break, tell me, I hope you are able, so I'm not asking ki don't give me feedback. What I'm asking is, I hope you are able to understand the way I am teaching. पढ़ाने का तरीका ठीक लग रहा है कि नहीं लग रहा है? अभी तो मैंने कुछ पढ़ाया है नहीं खास. Is it okay with you guys? Anybody who is finding it difficult or maybe fast? Slow तो है, I know अभी, but fast तो नहीं लग रहा इतना. चलो, great. ठीक है guys, so I'll see you after the break. We will resume this discussion. Okay, thank you. Hello. Okay, Tyagarajan. Yes, everyone back? Okay, let's continue. Now let's talk about the measurement basis and then some qualitative characteristics. So what is this measurement basis? Okay, in accounting, basically, okay, so first we have under the conceptual framework, the elements, है ना? तो elements तो हमने देख लिए, 5 elements होते हैं. Then after that, after these elements, you have the recognition criteria. ठीक है? And after the recognition criteria, measurement basis, that means how you are going to measure something. And why this step is important? Because if you want to recognize something in the accounting, Hana, it has to be in the numerical form, correct? And it is the one of the accounting concept also, Hana, the measurement wala. So it's very important we know that how to measure something. Okay, so once the recognition criteria is fulfilled, these things, definition met, relevant, faithful, measurement, है ना? Then I have to measure it. I have to record it in the books of accounts. It has to be in the number form, numerical form. So there are 4 ways you can measure something. Okay, there are 4 different ways, methods for measurement. And these are historical cost, fair value method, very important, value in use, okay, and current cost slash replacement cost. Okay, these are the 4 methods, and I'm sure you have studied all this in the earlier, because it's there from the basics only. So the first measurement basis, very simple, is historical cost. Historical cost is basically the original price. So if you have bought an asset, let's say 1 year ago at $1,000, है ना? So that $1,000, which is basically the cost, है ना? Is the historical cost. This is the cost which or the price you have paid 2 years ago. Simple. Okay. In case of liability, suppose you entered into a transaction of purchase of raw material for $500. So this $500, the liability amount, okay, is the historical cost of it. So historical cost means the original transaction price. It is verifiable and neutral, which is the advantages, pros of it. Obviously, if it's historical, that means you must have entered into a transaction. There must be some invoice, receipt, some documentary evidence will be there. So yes, it is easy to verifiable. Sorry, it is easily verifiable and it's neutral. Why neutral? You cannot change it. You cannot change it. Once there is a price, so you paid $1,000 for the asset, it's going to be $1,000 always. Cost will not change. What changes is the written down value, not the cost. Some cons are also there, may lose relevance over time, definitely. So, like suppose it's 2 years you have bought this asset. Now does this $1,000 cost 2 years ago, is it relevant right now? No. What is relevant right now for the asset is its written down value, or maybe it's the fair value in the market if I sell it today. So over the year, the historical cost generally just it lose its relevance. Second method is quite important, and there is a separate standard on it, and that standard is already covered in this sheet only. IFRS 13, fair value. Fair value is very important in accounting because many times, like if you remember, when we started our discussion, there was one line where it is. Just a minute now. This measurement uncertainty is not excessive. Measurement should be reliable. So there are certain cases जहाँ पे where you have to find out कि what is going to be the amount of this asset or this liability. So basically, you are estimating something, some judgment is required. And I told you that even for the judgment, okay, it cannot be something in air. You have to use your mind. You have to use what is happening in the external market. So IFRS 30 will help you here. IFRS 13 will tell you what is the fair value of your asset as on today. If that asset has some identical asset, if not identical, then maybe the similar asset. And if not the similar asset, then how you can measure its fair value. So fair value, always remember, it's an estimate. It's not an actual price. So if somebody asks me what is the fair value of my mobile phone as on today, ठीक है, मेरे मोबाइल फोन की what is the fair value as on today. So it means if I go to the market and try to sell it, how much money it is going to fetch me. That is the fair value. And let's say it's going to fetch me, let's say 70,000 rupees as on today. Now it's an estimate. I'm not sure. Maybe kal main jab wahan gaya, I mean, next day when I go to the market and try to sell it, it's fetching me less amount, 68,000 only, or maybe more than that. So fair value is depends on market. Fair value depends on where you are selling. So if I'm selling my mobile phone in the electronics market, it will have different price. But if I'm selling this mobile phone to the neighboring shop, पड़ोस में एक दुकान है वहां पे I'm going to sell it, it will fetch me different price. If I selling it this mobile phone to a friend of mine or some family member, different price. So see, one mobile phone, three different prices in three different scenarios, three different markets. That's why we have a concept of fair value. And वो हम पढ़ेंगे, we'll study in IFRS 13 that how to select one fair price. Okay. So yes, so fair value is also one of the measurement basis where it is basically the exit price between market participant. Exit price means the price at which you are either selling the asset or you are settling the liability. One of the main advantage of this is the current condition. Definitely, fair value is always based on the current market conditions. But yes, there is a disadvantage. Subjective when market is inactive. Subjective when markets inactive. Subjective when you have different markets. Like in my example, we had three different places where we can sell it. So now you have three fair values. Which one to select? So there's a confusion about it. Okay. But anyways, very, very important topic, fair value for your exam purpose also. So two measurement bases we have seen: historical cost, fair value. Third is very important, value in use, which we'll use more in IS 36, which is impairment of the assets. So when I'll come to this standard, impairment of asset, we will discuss more about this value in use. But what is it? Let me tell you. It's very simple. So suppose if you have a machine, and if I ask you, okay, measure the value of this machine, measure the value of this machine. Okay, you will give me the answer ki sir, okay, find out at what price you purchased it. Let's say I purchased this machine 6 months ago and the cost was $1,000. So yes, $1,000 is also the measurement of this machine, and this is known as basically historical cost, जो अभी हमने पढ़ा था. Now there's another way also to measure the value of this machine as on today. That is its fair value. So if I try to sell this machine today in the proper machine market, it would fetch me $900. So this is the fair value of this machine. Now there is one more way. You can calculate you can measure the machine based on how much benefit this machine is going to give me in the near future. आप एक चीज समझिए, think about it. It's very simple and a very logical thing. Whatever things you are owning right now, whether it's your laptop, your mobile phone, है ना, your house maybe, or maybe something else, whatever you are owning right now, you put a price on it, you put a value on it. Now that value is nothing but the benefit that thing is going to give you in the future. So if I'm saying this mobile phone's value as on today is 70,000, that means for the next 3 years, I'm going to use this mobile phone and it will give me 70,000 rupees worth of benefits. But यहाँ पे example is not matching a bit because I'm using it for personal purpose. Now, okay, think about any organization which is using a machine. Okay, now I want to know what is the worth of this machine as on today. So the simplest way or one of the ways, how much cash flow this machine will generate over its life. Let's say the life of the machine is 5 years. So over the next 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how much cash flow this machine will generate? Because after the 5 years, the life is over, machine has zero value. So for the next 5 years, whatever benefit the machine is generating to you, add those benefits and that will be its value in use as on today. But one adjustment you have to do here, you are talking about the future values. So whenever we have future values, we have to find out its present value. So present value of future cash flow from using the asset. This is also one of the very famous technique to find out the, so suppose you get stuck. I don't know what is the value of this asset. So very simple. Try to find out how much benefit it will give you in the future, and then find out its present value as on today. Okay. So first benefit of this value in use technique is it is entity specific value. Value in use is always entity specific, but not fair value. Can anyone explain this line? What do you mean by this entity specific value and why? Think about it. Take a minute if you want, and then give me the answer. Not on the chat. If you know the answer, raise your hand. Okay. 1 minute now. Yes, Varsha.
So this method is basically entity specific because the cash flow, the future cash flow will be determined by the entity that how much cash flow will be generated in future, and based on that only the value of the asset will be determined.
But why it is entity specific? Why it's not a general?
Because so it's basically entity related because the use of asset is as per the entity and how much profit or how much income does it generate vary according to entity to entity.
Very good. So perfect answer. So basically why I said it is entity specific, because see, when you are calculating the value in use of a particular asset, Hana, you are looking at the future cash flows which the asset will generate to you, and how much value it will generate to you, that depends on how you are using it now. So my mobile phone will generate me some X dollar in the future. It depends on how I am using it. Same mobile phone with some another person, they might be using it for some different purpose. So maybe their value in use is different. So that is the reason why value in use is a entity specific value. Fair value entity specific nahi hoti. So suppose I have this mobile phone, it's 1 year old mobile phone, Samsung mobile phone. You also have the same mobile phone, 1 year old. If we both go to the market and try to sell it, the fair value is going to be aspas. It's very nearby. So fair value is not product specific. It is general. If a Samsung mobile phone 1 year old have a price of 70,000, I go, you go, or whoever goes in that particular shop, they will give you the same price. So it's not entity specific. It's general now. Okay. The disadvantage of fair value in use, high estimation. Yes, it's a valid one. है ना? Can anyone explain me this disadvantage? Raise your hand. And please, everyone, please participate, not just one or two students. Mohit, would you like to try? Mohit Garg.
Yes, sir. Actually, in this, we estimate the cash flow over the period of time. So it will
Okay,
be 5 years or 7 years. So that is very much uncertain that what we are estimating. So that's why there is a high estimation. There is high uncertainty in the estimation.
okay, because it is related to future. You are looking
Yes,
at
sir.
the future, and we all know that future is uncertain. So today you might be saying that your asset will generate $1,000 in the first year, but nobody knows. It totally depends on so many factors. Okay. So yes, high estimation uncertainty. Now, the last method is current cost and replacement cost. This is the cost to acquire an equivalent asset today. So, suppose I want to know the what is the replacement cost of this machine as on today. इस machine की आज क्या replacement cost है? So, what I will do, if I purchase the same machine as on today, what is the cost of it? Same machine as on today, that is known as current cost replacement cost. So I'll not discuss more about this method right now. In coming standard, one of the standard, it will come. But then I will tell you how the accounting works. So apart from this historical cost, fair value, value in use, current cost, they all will come again with the practical scenarios. Okay. Now, some qualitative, very basic. What are the qualitative characteristics? So as per the conceptual framework, there are certain characteristics which your financial statements should show. Out of there are, I think, 6, 7 characteristics. Out of those, 2 are fundamental, 2 are basic. It has to be there no matter what. So first qualitative characteristics, fundamental characteristics is the relevance. Relevance means the information which you are showing, the entry, the amounts, whatever you are showing in the financial statement, it should be relevant. What is relevant? Now understand what is relevant. It's not about amount. The amount is zyada hai to it's relevant. Amount is less, then it's not. No. We don't judge the concept of relevancy by the amount. We judge the concept of relevancy by what it is predicting. So if you have an amount in the financial statement and whether that amount is relevant or not, it depends on what that amount is predictive. So if that amount is predicting something good, that is relevant. Plus, if that amount is confirmating something. So in financial statement, okay, if you think about it, सोच के देखो, in your financial, suppose balance sheet. In balance sheet, you have a non-current assets. Non-current asset worth $10,000. Now this $10,000 is relevant because it is confirming me that this organization has $10,000 worth of asset as of now. So this amount is giving me confirmatory value. It's confirming something. Similarly, suppose you have loan in your balance sheet worth $5,000. So again, okay, there's a loan of $5,000. Now this amount is predicting that in future I have to pay $5,000. That is relevancy means. So whatever you have in your statements, P&L, balance sheet, it should be relevant. Relevant doesn't mean amount. Relevancy means that amount it should be predicting something or it should be confirmatory something. या तो वो कोई चीज कंफर्म करके दे रहा है या वो आपको प्रिडिक्ट करके दे रहा है. That is what relevance means. Second fundamental characteristics is the faithful representation. Now, when we talk about faithful representation, there are 3 to 4 things you have to take care. The information should be neutral. Neutral means there shouldn't be any bias in that. The information should be complete. The information should be free from error. 3 things. So, agar all these 3 things are there, then it's a faithful representation. Okay, neutral, free from error, and complete. So if it's not neutral, it is biased information. If it is not complete, it is incomplete. And yes, if there are some errors in that, that means the information you have in the statement is not even complying with the fundamental characteristics. Okay, so your financials should have at least these 2 characteristics. The information you are showing should be relevant and it should be representing the faithful information. ये basic है, ये तो होना ही चाहिए. That is what fundamental means here. But yes, there are some enhancing characteristics. So these are the characteristics which you have will definitely enhance the value, enhance the presentation or features of your statement. So the information you have should have this comparability. You should be able to compare the information in the statement with the previous year, with others. So I'll give you one example. Suppose why everybody is using IFRS. One of the reason of promoting IFRS standard and using the IFRS standard is the comparability. So if I'm accounting my non-current asset using some XYZ method, and IFRS says you can use either the straight line method or WDV method. So everybody else is using those methods. I am using some different method. Now later on, after 1 or 2 years, I cannot compare my assets with others' assets. They're using something else, I'm using something else. So that in future we doesn't have this comparability problem. With ourselves, sometimes we have to compare our numbers with our previous year numbers. So to maintain this comparability with ourselves, with our previous year figures, with our competitors, or maybe with the industry standards, so yes, your information should be comparable. Okay, then the information should be verifiable. So if you are saying you have 10,000 worth of non-current assets, I want to verify it. Okay, take the invoice. I want to physically verify. Okay, go to the factory. So some sort of verifiability should be. So in your financial statement, if you are writing bank balance $1,000, okay, show me the bank account. If you are writing, I have inventory worth of $1 lakh, okay, show me the inventory or at least show me the store's ledger. And the ledger balance should be 1 lakh. And if I want to do the physical verification, I will go to the factory, warehouse, store, and I will check. And I will do some random sampling calculation, statistics techniques I will use to find out its value as on today. So verifiability means that whatever you are presenting on the face of your financial statements, P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, somebody should be able to check it. Okay. Timeliness. Timeliness means the information which you have should be provided in a timely manner. Okay. And understandability. So the stakeholders, everyone should be able to understand it. Okay. So these are the enhancing characteristics. So if you have these things, your financial statements will have uh, ज़्यादा better, more better it will be. Okay. Okay. Now, this you will read on your own, de-recognition. So any doubts so far? We have just revised few important concepts. That's it. Okay. So any doubt? Nothing? Okay. Now come to case study number 1. Solaris Biotech. Look at this question now. It's a case study. What are the requirements? We'll see later on. Yeah, एक मिनट ना. So Solaris Biotech develops advanced gene editing technology. So they are developing some technology basically. During the year ended December X7, the following events occur. Now there are certain events which has happened. Event 1, event 2, event 3. That's it. Let's go one by one. Now you guys have to participate. So please buckle up. Okay. Event 1 is the development of some patent. They are developing some gene editing patent or some patent. Okay. Now on development, before development, we all know we incur the research cost. So there was research, lab studies, hypothesis testing, which cost $1.2 million. That is $12 lakh. Then they started, after the research, they started developing it. So development cost came $9 lakh. Under the development, they created a prototype. Prototype, I hope सबको पता होगा, look like एक example बनाया जाता है, that is prototype, $9 lakh. Again, under the development, safety trials on 6,000 samples, 7,50,000 you have incurred. Then you have incurred $3 lakh on some regulatory submissions. Some compliances are there with the government or maybe some other authorities. So total amount you have expend is $3.15 million or $31,50,000. Okay. Now, some additional facts are there. The technology has significant commercial potential, but the regulatory approval is highly uncertain. Management expects a success probability of only 35%. Cash flow forecasts range from 0 to $40 million, depending on approval. Management wants to recognize an intangible asset of $3.15 million, arguing future benefit to exist करता है. ठीक है? Read it very quickly. I'm giving you 15 seconds. Read this part. और कोई point तो नहीं है? नहीं. Read this part quickly. Done? Now tell me, this is the requirement. First requirement, should Solaris recognize $3.15 million as an intangible asset? Read the requirement. You just have to tell whether the Solaris should recognize this amount as an intangible asset. Now, this is the question, and tell me what do you think about it. And no more, nothing on the chat. Okay. If you,
No.
okay, no.
No, it should not because, first of all, research expense can never be capitalized.
Okay.
And secondly, the probability is very less, and mainly because there is regulatory approval which is not in the control of the entity.
Regulatory approval is highly uncertain. Okay.
Yeah, and it is not in the control of the entity. So there is this, um,
Okay, tell me how you are, suppose you got this in the exam,
yeah.
how you are going to write this? Just
Uh,
give me bullet points. I'm not saying the exact way. Bullet points. कैसे start करोगे? How will you start it?
I will mention the, not India's, IAS, I think.
Hmm. Why
And
IAS? No.
no, um, I don't know. The major points that were coming in my mind while I was reading the question were just that, first of all, what I have studied in CA, if I apply
Hmm.
the similar knowledge, then research expenses are never capitalized.
That
They
is
are all,
correct.
yeah,
Research expenses are not capitalized. That is as per IAS 38, intangible
yeah,
asset. But you have to start from saying, as per the conceptual framework, definition of asset. They're
yeah.
asking is whether it's an intangible asset. Forget IAS 38 you will bring. But first, asset है कि नहीं है?
नहीं है. It isn't
हाँ.
an asset because it
Hmm.
is meeting the definition, but it is not meeting the recognition thing.
Yes. So if you look at this definition of asset, see this. It should be a present economic resource controlled by the entity, ठीक है? And then, like you said, recognition criteria. So maybe it's meeting the definition of the this element, but measurement uncertainty is highly excessive here. Okay, I mean you are measuring at this amount, so obviously, I mean they are saying management wants to recognize an intangible asset of this, arguing future benefit exit, but that uncertainty is there. We don't know whether there is any future benefit because the regulatory approval is highly uncertain. And also, the success probability is only 35%, which is very, very less. Also, the cash flow forecast, 0 to 40 million क्या होता है? I mean, it could be any, I mean, you are not sure how much is going to be your even cash flow. So nothing, whether we talk about asset definition, recognition, and then yes, IS 38, like in IS 38, research expenses will also always go to the P&L. So you cannot capitalize them. And also in case of development expenses, there is a criteria to meet. Then only you can recognize it. Uh, ठीक है? Yes. यही बोल रहे थे ना आप? वंशिका. Anybody else? See, guys, so what I'm trying to tell you, see, it's not about ki, IS 38, है ना? No, that's not my purpose here. My purpose is when you looked at this event one, है ना, you found out immediately you all said ki no, yes. You came to a conclusion ki yes, I mean, we will not recognize it as an intent because this is how our mind works. When we look at the information, it catches the important things है ना and we come to the judgment कि हाँ ये नहीं होगा या whether it's going to be there, correct? But in exam you have to explain step by step. Okay, so like I explained when we started the today's session, remember I gave you a few important things ki analyze the situation, what is the issue, connect with the standard, communicate, all those things you have to bring in your answer. Okay, so if you just write, it's not an intangible asset, so you will lose marks, very important mark. So you have to explain everything. So like, obviously you will include the definition of asset here, recognition criteria, meeting or not meeting, IS 38, then it's a full-fledged answer. That's the purpose. Okay. So let me show you the answer of this one. Okay, so requirement number 1 was, should Solaris recognize the $3.15 million patent as an intangible asset? So does the technology, see, I have written it in the question form. This is how, this is not you will write in the exam. Okay. So first you will write कि this technology, does it meeting the definition of asset? What is an asset? It should be controlled by the company. Yes, it is being controlled by the company. There is a potential to provide economic benefit. Yes. See, even if the probability is low, does not matter. Potential is there. Okay. Result of past event. Yes, development work is completed. So as you can see, yes, as the definition of asset is fulfilled. Okay, I am controlling it. There is potential to provide the economic benefit. Results, it has been resulted from the past event. So yes, an asset exists conceptually. But can we see? There is one thing. Ki yes, asset hai. Yes, we have an asset. But am I going to recognize it? That's a whole different story. And the question didn't ask you whether it's an asset or not. The question asked you, see the word recognize. Okay. So now you will say, but when you apply the recognition criteria, the recognition requires relevance, faithful representation, measurement, reliability should be there. Let me show you. See, definition. See, definition met. Yes. Now, next three are, it should provide relevant information, faithful representation, and measurement uncertainty should be low. Correct? Now see. However, cash flow estimates range from 0 to 40. That doesn't support the measurement reliability. Approval probability, write down all the negative points now. Approval probability is only 35%. High measurement uncertainty. Past events do not guarantee future inflows. So as per the conceptual framework, if measurement uncertainty is so high that no amount would faithfully represent the asset, do not recognize it. So it's not an intangible asset. The entire amount is expensed. See, you are not just telling them it should not be recognized as an intangible asset. You should also telling them what should be done. That's what you do in the exam. They will not ask you, tell us what you will do, what you recommend. Okay, you are an analyst. You are a consultant. आपका client आपसे ये नहीं पूछेगा क्योंकि please tell me, recommend me. That's your job. Okay, that's why this is very important in the exam scenarios question, that who you are. You have to look at this. Okay, I'm an analyst. So if I'm analyzing something, I have to tell them what is the correct way of doing it. So just feed this in your mind. Okay, if there is any issue, obviously you have to find out the issue. You have to connect it with this standard. You have to tell them what is the wrong, and then this is the way we should be doing it. So the entire amount should be expensed. The entire amount should be see, when you read it properly from start to end, everything is in flow. You have to keep that flow. At this point, you have concluded this is not an intangible asset based on this. Asset definition fulfilled, but recognition criteria not met. So I cannot recognize it. Now, if you want to add IS 38 here, you can do that. Hana, you can tell research expense, all these things, 3-4 lines, you can simply add, no problem with that. But this is not an intangible asset as per the recognition criteria of the conceptual framework itself. And then tell them what should be done. Okay. So again, it's not about whether you know IS 38 conceptual framework, that you will learn slowly. It's more about how you present the answer. So always remember that whenever we discuss any answer, we will discuss in detail only. Okay. Issues, IFRS, impact, everything. Okay. Now in this one, I can add 2-3 more lines on my own. So suppose this company has treated it as an intangible asset. They have already done that wrong. So you will say that this company has treated this as an intangible asset and they must have amortized it over the life. So they must have reduced their profit and loss, and they have showed this amount in the balance sheet, which is wrong. So your balance sheet is overstated. Your profits are understated now, something like that. But the correct adjustment is this. So the P&L should be reduced. So there is no impact in the balance sheet because of this intangible asset. See, you simply added few more lines if obviously they have done this already. But in this question, they have not done it. They are asking you whether we should recognize or not. So it's very important when you read the requirement, what exactly is the situation you are standing right now, and then you frame your answer step by step. Okay, clear? Any doubts? Okay. So, okay, we'll close first session. So I'm closing at this only. But from the next Saturday onwards, we'll have a full 3-hour session with 10 minutes of break. And this is what we'll do in the coming session. And this Excel sheet, I'm not sharing right now in the Google Drive. Okay, because we have just covered 2 slides. But after the Saturday session, I will share it after every session. Okay. Anything you want to ask me? Anyone? Tell me now, are you able to understand whatever I taught you today? Any issue with the understanding or language?
Sir, I have one
Mm,
question.
yes.
How we have to study this subject? I mean, in
Mm-hmm,
skill level, what I used to do
mm-hmm,
after the class, after the every chapter class, I used to prepare small notes to revise concepts, and then
mm.
I used to do question practice. So I have
Okay.
to
See,
change it.
same. No, no, don't change it. Keep it same. Only one change is required at the professional level. Less revision, more practice. Okay, because most of the standards are already there in the FR also. Okay, some advanced versions are there. So no need to go through them again and again. So let's say, suppose you have X hours. So I'll recommend 30 to 40% time in reading the concepts and revising them. And the remaining 60-70% time should be on the practice. More focus on practice, how to write the answer, how to present it.
Okay, and two papers are together is manageable for September.
Which two paper?
AFM
SBR, right?
and SBR. AFM.
Both are heavy. AFM, I have not studied because I took AAA and APM. So, but as far as I know, AFM is completely practical and it is a heavy subject. So, it's possible if you're not working anywhere, you're not working now.
Yeah. No, no.
So, if you're not working and if you can devote at least 6 to 8 hours daily basis on self-study, then yes, you can do that. Many students have done that, so that's not an issue.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Any doubt, anyone else? Yes, guys, are you able to understand or not? Any issues?
No, sir.
Okay, chalo, great. Okay, so see you on Saturday and arrange your books as soon as possible. Okay, because I will be showing the PDF in the class VGLD book, so you all should have at least that. Okay, okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending the session. See you on Saturday. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.